Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to give the full review and my thoughts on the full build for the Enjbrick, E-N-J-B-R-I-C-K. I believe they call this the Garden Hotel. It is number 1006 and it's 1284 pieces. I did an unboxing and a pre-build on this, and this is the final build. So as I mentioned, I think in the earlier vids, this was a relatively cheap kit. It was about $36 on Amazon, which comparatively speaking to other kits is really reasonable. So as you can see in the picture, it's done. It's a cute little cottage or hotel or whatever you want to call it. I will take it apart. There is no lights with this kit, so don't expect there to be any lights. I will go back to, I think I talked about this in my pre-build. The steps are broken out by floor, so there's 3 floors to this, and I'll take it apart after and show you that it actually comes apart in sections. But basically, as a result of that, one set of steps included a lot of bags. So I strayed a little bit from my usual. If you ever watch my other videos, you see that I usually use a Tupperware container to put all the blocks in, but because there was so many blocks for each step on this, I actually I went the real expensive route here, and I broke it out into a couple of paper plates. So just regular old paper plates. I use those as well as the Tupperware container to sort of separate out the small parts, big parts, etc. It worked. It did what it was supposed to. It kept things organized, and I was able to go through the instructions relatively easily and put together everything for each step and didn't get the parts all confused and so on. I will say I was missing one part with this kit, and it's right here where this sign mounts. Fortunately, I had an extra piece. It doesn't match anything because it's like a dark green. You probably can't see it in the video, but this was supposed to be a black clip piece, and it did not come with the kit, so I was missing one block, which, unlike just about every other kit that I've had so far, I've never been missing a piece. There were a lot of extra, like these, no, actually these types of flowers. There was a lot of extras in the kit. I'm not sure why they gave so many, but there was a lot of those left over. There was a couple other little pieces left over as well, but the fact that there was one piece missing, I mean, I guess I can't really fault them too much for that. And they do give you an email if you want to reach out to get the part. I didn't bother because I had the extra piece and I was able to put it on there. So the one thing I did find kind of odd is they give you this whole sheet of like pots and pans and utensils and stuff. They don't even mention it in the instructions. The only thing I took out, there was 3, like, I don't know, knives or whatever here that go in one of the drawers inside. I thought it was kind of weird that they gave you all those things and didn't give you a place to use it. Maybe it's if you want to play with this kit instead of just having it as a model. I don't know. It doesn't come with any minifigs or anything, so you'd have to have your own if you actually wanted to play with it. If you were a kid and you wanted to actually play with it like a hotel and whatever. So anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting, but let me pause you here. I'll spin you around, give you a look at the back. I mean, before I flip it, just to kind of give you some of the ideas of the details, right? So there is a nice little patio here. This awning is kind of cool. There's like designer light poles and lights on the front of the place, and there's a bunch of flowers and knickknacks here and there. Overall, the design is really good. I think the layout's really good. I'll kind of spin it around here. Instead of pausing, I'm just going to spin it around and show you all the sides. So this is the, I'll call it the patio side. So there is a little patio down here with a chair and a table, and there's another patio up here that goes off of, you'll see on the inside, this is actually like the bedroom. This is kind of like the dining or bar area. And then down below is more of a restaurant style. So before I spin it around to the back, let me just spin it around to this side. So not much going on over here. It's just windows. Neat details on the roof and stuff, right? Around the windows, they did a nice job with the window boxes and the vines growing on the front and everything. So the design was really cool. Let me spin you around to the back here. And you can see that this is a fully open back model. So there's no back walls that go on here or anything. One of the things that I did notice about this kit, besides, you know, everything I've called out already, they're like, if you looked at like a Enjbrick kit or even the Insoon kits, like the stairs, for example, they put smooth parts on the stairs so it looks, I don't know, better, I guess. And even all the floors usually have smooth parts on them. There's none of that in this kit except for on the first floor. But none of the stairs have smooth parts on them or anything. So I'm not going to nitpick too much on that, but I just thought it was kind of weird that they went to the extreme of doing it on the bottom floor and didn't do it anyplace else. One other thing I wanted to call out, they did give you clips on here. I believe these are, if you get more of their kits, you can interlock them. There's holes on this side, but there's no plugs. I'm guessing that that's because you would take one that has plugs and clip it into this side. So they don't say that. I'm just making an assumption there. So, all right, now I am going to pause you so that I can kind of just take this apart and show you what each floor looks like. So stay tuned. Okay, so I took all the floors apart. So you could kind of see just in more detail. This here is the bottom floor of the first floor. You can see it's more of a restaurant slash bakery style. Let me move you over here so you can kind of get a better look at it. So you can see inside there, there's like, I kept the drawer open so you can see that the drawers open and close. There's little ovens here. These actually open. There's some pots and pans and cups and so on here, which is kind of neat. This is like a bar counter, I guess. And then you got like little pastries and stuff on the table. And then there's a set of stairs that go up. I will say all the stairs open to a stairway on the next floor and so on. So they did do a good job with that. And then, so the second floor, which is this one right in front of you here, this is more like a bar. So you can see all the bottles and wine glasses, like a little cappuccino machine over here. Then there's a bar with a couple of stools. There's a table with a couple of mugs. There's another table back here with mugs. There's little guitars on the walls there. Sorry, I probably just blurred everything, but yeah, so you get what I was saying, right? It's a table there with cups and so on. And then another set of stairs. What's interesting is I mentioned that they didn't put anything smooth on the stairs, but at the top step on everyone, there is a smooth piece. So, I don't know, kind of inconsistent. And then this is the top floor here. The roof actually comes off too. I'm not going to take it off because these things are easy to knock off and I don't want to deal with it. But let me just tip you up here so you can see inside. So in there, you'll see that there's a little nightstand with a light on the wall. None of the lights light up, like I mentioned. There's a bed in the back there. There's a chair that just kind of sits there in the middle of nowhere, which I thought was kind of odd too, but whatever, it is what it is, right? I'm definitely not going to give them as high marks for imagination and so on as some of the other kits, but I will say it was a cute little kit, and for 36 bucks, I mean, I don't feel bad about it, right? It was fun. It was quick. It was, you know, one of the smaller kits that I've done, so it didn't take me all that long to put together. All the doors do open, so, you know, you get the same as most other usual brick kits and so on, so each of these, you can probably see here, there's like just two pegs, and two pegs. That's enough to hold the floors together so that it feels solid, but it's also enough that you can just lift the floors off easy enough without doing any damage. So if you did want to get this for a kid and the kid wanted to play with it, they could probably get some little minifigs and play with it, you know, like independent floors or whatever. It's interactive. They could actually do things with it. So from that perspective, I'll give them some high grades, right? I thought that was pretty good the way they did that. So anyway, I'm rambling on at this point. I think you get the idea. For a little investment, this was a fun kit. It would be good for somebody that's just getting into block building and doesn't want to go into the extremes of like a Lumibricks kit with all the wiring and everything, or even an Insoon kit, which is probably in the middle of these two. It was fun. It again, cheap, easy, good entry if someone wants to just get into building blocks. I am going to leave an affiliate link in my video description for this to Amazon. I would appreciate it if you decide you want to try out one of these kits. Use that link because it will give me a little bit of a kickback. It won't cost you anything more and makes it real easy for you. All you have to do is click it. It brings you right to it, and then you can just add it to your cart and check out. And I will get a little kickback, which will be able to put a little bit more money towards more kits and hopefully more reviews. If you found this helpful, then that works to your benefit. I would appreciate it if you give me a like. If you enjoy watching these types of videos, then go ahead and subscribe and you'll see whenever new content comes out. Appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope it was helpful. And I will catch you in the next vid. Take care. See ya.